On me in 3, 2, 1. Talking dicks.
You never say one. You go
Well-
3, 2, and point. What
Ah,
an idiot!
this
You're not a
motherfucker.
professional.
184 of these. Kill yourself.
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
184 Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, Volume 184. We're the spinoff of the web series The Two Dicks. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Season 1 and 2. I'm Al Romas. Tampa, Florida today. That's Las Vegas as my background. If you're on the Patreon, that's Al Ducharme. He's in Studio City with some sort of a ship. He's on a ship as his picture if you're on the Patreon. And how are you today, Alfredo?
Well, I'm fooling everybody. I'm not on a ship. The irony is I'm actually home in Studio City. And I don't even know what ship that is. It's a cruise ship.
Is that irony? I don't think that's irony.
No, it's not. I didn't use it properly.
No.
Thanks for pointing it out. You're so helpful.
Well, I'm just saying, you go, the ironic part is I'm not on the show. It's like, well,
half of the people that are listening would just go with it. The other half would be sending us comments.
Yeah, I'm trying to help the listener,
right.
and help you. I think that's really, you're in the business of presenting language. So it'd be helpful if you knew what the words meant that you use as your brush and your artistry and when you paint with words.
Hello, I'm Bob Ross. Let's start with a little 2-inch brush, and we'll take this old brush and just making little X's, little crisscross strokes.
You don't want to be on stage going, it's ironic, right? And the audience is like, dude, what the fuck? That's wrong.
Welcome to the Talking Dick Comedy Podcast, formerly the Talking Dicks.
And in our world, we can do anything that we want to do here.
Well, it is. It's good to see you, and it's ironic you're on a ship and you're not on a ship. There's the irony. But
I'm heading to a ship in the AM. There was a cancellation, or somebody tested positive. I don't know what the deal is. But, they gave me the message. I talked to the wife. She said, "Get out! You've been home for 3 weeks. Get out!" And
has it been 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow, because you were out there for months.
I was gone for 6 weeks,
and you were home for 3 already. Jeez,
yeah, fast. She is done with me.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend can't come by. It's rough for her. So there's adjustments to be made.
And this is a last minute. I love those kind of gigs though. A last minute, like a 5-day cruise, get paid for 7, but there's no talk. You didn't have to think about leaving. You're just gonna leave tomorrow and then boom, back Saturday. I love those gigs.
Yeah, it's actually I'm going to be on the ship for 4 days.
It's beautiful.
And then there's a day of travel, but it's a 6 a.m. flight. So I'm going to reserve an Uber, and she's like, "No, I'll take you." I go, "You're gonna get up at 3:30, 3:45."
That's right. That's her job. That's right. You get up at 2:30 because you give Daddy a little something, and then you
for the road, a little road smoke, a little
makeup.
Throw a little
presentable.
Throw a little something on there. I don't care if it's clown makeup, just something to cover that shit
something.
up.
No, you might meet somebody we know, and I don't want to be embarrassed. You know what I mean? So you look presentable at 4 a.m. Wouldn't kill you. So
throw on one of those. What were the tops called back in the 80s, early 90s, where the girls it was a hoopla. What was it?
Oh, a tube top.
A tube top. Yeah.
Tube top. Yeah, that's very trailer park. A lady with a tube top and a cigarette hanging out of her mouth, and
put one of
trailer
those
park.
on.
Lady,
with the farmer's tan.
So you're up. You got the 3:30 wake up call, roughly.
Yeah, approximately. Yeah.
Oof. What do you go to bed earlier? Do you just deal with it? You go to bed normal.
I can't go to bed
and just no.
I don't do any of that. I don't take gummies. I don't take melatonin. Well, occasionally I take melatonin, but not often. But that's
the
hard.
Gummies,
if you take when
gummies
you're doing 4 or 5 hours sleep.
Yeah, I was never a pot guy. These gummies though are the fucking bomb. I mean, really, they're amazing. They're great. I love them.
But it lingers in my system, so I'll make mistakes. I'll go to the wrong gate. I'll miss my flight. I'll try to open up the emergency exit during take off.
Wow.
I don't trust myself.
Boy, that's a lot of downside to a gummy.
A comedian who took a gummy because the other comedian told him to take one was arrested today by federal investigators after he tried to exit the plane.
On the Talking Dicks comedy podcast, that would be fucking tremendous. Oh my God, that would be great.
The publicity.
God, that would be just great. We need something because we're just in a massive minefield of podcasts that something like that. Go hear about that guy, and he talked about it on the podcast.
You just want to see me orange is the new black get up.
I don't mind. No, I wouldn't mind.
Do they let you podcast from prison?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do it, man. We need the ratings.
Yes, we do. We do, sir. Hey, speaking of prison, huh? That Alabama sheriff busting out the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And did you see she was sheriff of the year for 4 times, and she was this year, and she was due to get her award this week for sheriff of the. Isn't that is so Alabama? Tell me you're Alabama without telling me you're Alabama. The sheriff of the year helped a guy bust out of prison and then blew her head off when they caught her. That is Alabama.
I think they should still give it to her just for blowing her head off.
Yeah.
They should give her sheriff of the century for blowing her own head off after that. Wow. It's like a movie from the 70s, those 70 movies.
What was the point? I'd like to know the point of she sold her house under market value, grabbed $95K, wanted cash, had an arsenal, retired, and then picks up this fucker with bitch tits who's like 6'11". I see that picture of him with the fucking bitch tits hanging down.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes to a sex shop on the way. So she had sex toys. So obviously, big man had some problems. So what was the point of the whole thing? I don't understand. And they weren't going anywhere. They escaped. Then they stayed at a Motel 41.
This is where the term filling a void is.
Filling a void.
Yeah. She went to the sex shop.
No, but I'm saying if I could get it if she was like in love with the guy and it was like, oh, they were having this amazing sex. And then it's like, oh, well, but that doesn't sound like the case. And why didn't they just drive somewhere and keep going? They paid a homeless guy to rent a room at the Motel 41 for 14 days. Did they think they were just going to sit in this shitty motel for 2 weeks?
Well, again, it's Alabama. What was the county or the town? It wasn't like Mobile or anything like that. It was.
I don't know.
It was
I don't know what
out of the way place, and unfortunately, Alabama takes the rap for those places.
Well, they should. Have you been?
Hour or two away from any kind of a.
Have you been?
I have.
Yeah, they deserve the rap. The whole state. I mean, that is awful.
No, it isn't. It's not the whole state. But there's a lot of the ding 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 get it ding 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 get it ding ding ding. Squeal like a pig, boy. I'm gonna break you out of prison. It is like a Coen's movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
I love him.
Go get me a toddler.
Yeah, it's all that movie cliche shit from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And Coen movies of the 90s.
I just don't. I mean, him I get. I don't get what she was looking to get out of this.
As the great Bernadette Pauly would say, don't let pussy be your downfall. In this case, she let dick and bitch tits be her downfall.
But did she though? Because she stopped.
They were having sex. They were fornicating. They were having sex help in prison.
Yeah.
And she convinced him that they were going to be together forever.
Do you know any of this? This is all in your head? What happened, or you've read this? I never heard.
You read in detail. Why didn't you pick up on this?
I go deep.
Articles
I go deep, baby.
You go deep. You went to the sex shop.
Deep.
2 weeks ago, when it came out, they said that they had a relationship. She was having sex with the prisoner who convinced her to help him escape.
I had never read that.
They'd have a beautiful life together. Here's what you do, darling. I'm 6'8". My cock is 5'4". If you want this for the rest of your life, here's what you got to do. You sell your house on the market. You get some guns. We just go off into the sunset, sweetheart.
The Motel 41. That's where we're going to go, baby. The Motel 41. For people who think the 6 is a little, little uppity, little fancy.
Hotel 41. We'll leave sex toys out for you.
Oh my God, the Motel 41. Get out of here. All right.
Wow.
You ever stayed in a Motel 6? You ever stayed in one?
Many times. Super 8,
Really?
Motel 6. Yeah, I stayed in that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've stayed in some okay ones, and I've stayed in some really shitty ones because they're franchised. You know that, right? So somebody will take them over.
Yeah.
And barely be able to afford taking them over. They can't do any improvements.
Well, no offense. Usually it's careful.
Careful.
Yeah.
Foreigners that come into the country to start.
India. Some of our Indian friends enjoy owning shitty motels.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Now,
yes. I was going to do the accent, but it would come out horribly racist. So I bailed on.
Welcome to Hotel 41.
There it
Bring
is.
your own sex toys, but if you don't have it, we give you one. Oh boy, this country is something else, huh?
I stayed in one time on the road doing a gig years and years ago, and there was the guy goes, "Will you be using the pool?" And I go, "Oh, I didn't know you guys had a pool." And he goes, "Oh yes." And then he points. There's a little window behind him. And there was an above ground pool and the water was green. And I go, I don't think I'll be using the pool because it was $3. You had to pay $3 to get a key to open the gate to go into the area with the above ground pool. I go, yeah, I'm good. I think I'll stay out of that pool. I don't need syphilis.
They upsell a $3 key pass as a resort fee.
You made it private. Yeah, it was a private resort
to above ground pool.
It hadn't been shocked.
That's a stretch.
Years. Yeah, $3.
I have a great idea. What we're going to do when we take over the hotel, because I already got the business plan in place. I'm going to charge them the $3. If I do the math, and we have 7,000 guests, and only half of them 50% buy the $3 key, we make enough to pay the electric bill for the above ground pool. Sorry,
it's genius. Yeah,
it is. Frank Santarelli, genius.
Frank Santarelli, funny comedian. He was in the Two Dicks Turf War. We shot it in Boston. And old Frank doing a very funny bit at the end of that one. Check it out on YouTube, The Two Dicks. We're going to be filming. In fact, my background here, if you're on the Patreon, you see it where we are. Vegas. When this airs, when does this air? Monday? So a week. One more week.
This actually airs tomorrow. Yes.
Tomorrow. Wow. And we'll be in Las Vegas, and we're going to be filming the Two Dicks and doing the podcast. Maybe we'll have a guest on the podcast.
We're going to have guests. We'll have plural guests, but could be another big fish.
A big fish possible.
But we may. I'm trying to get him to go there. Oh, you already know it's a man.
Oh,
a male. But there's a possibility we'll have to lug our equipment over there. I'm not
son of a bitch. Son of a.
There is a cigar lounge. Harry Basil said there's a cigar lounge downstairs. It's nice.
At the Trop?
At the Trop.
Oh.
He even gave me the name. Daddy. So I know where Al's going to be.
Daddy, because usually I walk to Caesar's Palace, the Forum shops, and I go to Casa Fuente. Mm-hmm. But if I can walk downstairs instead.
Elevator. No walking.
But that Casa Fuente at Caesar's, I don't know if you've ever been, overpriced cigars, ridiculous, but you're in Vegas. But they do the French press. That coffee is mwah. So I walk down there in the morning. That French, they put that French press on your table, and I don't know what grounds they're using. Delish. Really now, well done.
What's the deal? Are you allowed to bring your own cigar, or do you have to smoke one of theirs? Is that there's just etiquette?
Yeah, the etiquette is always you buy one of theirs. But I think like if you were at there in the evening and you bought some expensive bourbon drinks, you could smoke your own. But I think if they're in the morning having a French press, they might get a little weird if you bring your own stick.
Right. I get it. No, I know the etiquette. I'm just wondering how it is in Vegas because sometimes I've seen people in line checking in with a cooler full of booze.
Yeah, that's the Motel 41 for you right there. That's the
right on the strip.
We got cooler people here. Yeah, they're but it should be good work with Frank Del Pizzo. When was the last time you saw old Frank Del Pizzo?
Atlantic City 15 years ago. How's that?
Yeah, he was.
That's a guess.
He was a different man. He's lost 100 pounds.
So I heard and I see, and he looks great. But I saw him before his heaviest.
Oh yeah, he was disgusting. He was a fucking gross.
Oompa, oompity ding.
But he'll be. It's quite a show when you think. I mean, we're old school show from East Coast. Frank Del Pizzo, me, you. That's 3 professional comedians who've. I mean, how many years? We got about 100 years.
About 100 years. Yeah.
So there will be a few laughs, I assume. It's not a bad show if you're coming. And we have our super fans, Terry and Deborah Swick, maybe making the trip from Port Charlotte to Vegas.
Wow.
To see the 2 dicks.
In person.
They're actually
live.
in person. They're actually she wrote me saying we're looking to get some flights and hotel. We're going to come out and see you.
Wait till you see the prices of the flights. Woo!
They're not going.
They're not going. It's a grand.
I can't afford to go.
It's a grand.
I know. It's horrible. It's horrible.
I'm driving out. You're losing money.
Oh, I'm losing big money. Big money. Yeah.
You're bringing your girl, and that's it.
Oh, I'm out.
The meals. The meals is going to put you in for a grand.
Meals. I got to pick up sex toys. It's a lot.
Well,
a lot going on. You know.
Yeah. Are you staying at the Hotel 41?
We're over at the Motel 41. That's correct.
Hotel. Sorry, I said hotel.
Off the strip.
I thought the one in Vegas was called Hotel, but
no, this is still a Mo. Still a Mo. Whoa! Somebody's sneezing in the background.
Don't spread COVID around here, lady.
Buddha bless you. Gesundheit.
Gesundheit, Fräulein.
I checked out
zu Hundenhand.
The last time I was at a Motel 6, I checked out and I got they sent a text that said, and I'm not kidding, it said join our VIP club. I was lucky to get out of there without bed bug bites. They're like, your VIP club. Jesus, how sad is that? What the fuck? That's like being the and then you could fill in any of the, that's like being
acronyms.
See, I've had that as a joke in my act, but I've never had the ultimate. Maybe you could help me here. You're a professional. I've never had the comparison. I need a great, like, boom. You know what I mean? Like I had.
That's like getting a first class seat at an execution.
Right. That I need that's like being, like the smartest kid in summer school. That's like flying first class on Spirit. That's like, I need one of those. I need like a fucking power one.
A power one. Well,
folks,
if you want to comment a power one,
I need a power joke.
Below, now's the time to do it. A power joke.
Motel 6. Motel 6 is, I just want to do the setup. Just like I said, I got a thing saying join our VIP club, a VIP at Motel 6. That's like fill in the blank, and I'll reward you with a prize.
Tony V out of Boston, very funny comedian. Tony V, Tony Viverios, I think his name is Viverios. He does that online twice a week. He'll say, finish the joke. And he takes like a headline.
Oh, really?
And he'll do da 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 da. Same thing, same rhythm. Oh. And then people underneath. And every once in a while, a civilian will knock one out of the park. But for the most part, it's like unrelated to the joke. It's like, it's like, wow.
Yeah, I'm not putting it on Facebook. I don't want to hear how dumb and unfunny my friends are,
What about the civilian who answers like 5 in a row? Boom, boom, boom. It's like one. You get one shot.
Yeah.
You're in, you're out.
They
don't try to improve your last 4.
But they want to be funny. I know.
It's just, it's awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should be.
And it's like the person, it's like if you post a joke or a little thought that's funny, and then people try to top it in the comments and change it. I think what you meant to do was, it's like, no, it was just a joke. You can laugh or not. You don't have to correct it. You don't have to try to top it. You know what I mean? You're a civilian. Stay in your lane. You know what I mean? No.
Can we change the subject for a second? Because
Of
it popped in my
course.
head, you know how I
Yeah,
am,
man.
my scatterbrain.
Do it.
So I'm just going to share the experience. Maybe you can tell me what you would have done, or perhaps we can turn it into a funny bit.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving town. I get a last minute cruise offer. So I'm like, oh, I got to tell Bernie I'm going to leave town. So I'm looking at her tulips that I got her like a week ago. And I'm like, all right, let me go buy her some new tulips because these are on the way out. So I'm crossing the store. It's actually Trader Joe's about 3 blocks from here. So I walk over and I'm crossing the parking lot. All of a sudden, this car pulls up and goes, "Bwah, bwah, 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 bwah." Everybody starts looking like, who's this asshole? The window comes down. She goes, "It's me, your wife. What are you doing?"
What?
I'm like, I'm on my way to buy her flowers. So I'm
What?
like, well, I'm not buying any fucking flowers. I'll tell you that much.
So she was there, not
She
knowing.
was so excited to see me in this
right.
chance random thing in the parking lot
Oh,
of the supermarket.
and you couldn't see the
She
car
had-
or anything.
Here's the first thing. She's in the parking lot. It's a Trader Joe's parking lot in Studio City. So the place is swamped.
Yoga pants. It's swamped.
There's a lot
with
of yoga pants, and I'm staring
Yeah.
at the yoga pants, and then I'm
Goddamn right you
startled. I nearly had a heart attack, because she was right up on me. I was
Yak,
in the
yak,
grill,
yak, 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 yak,
Yeah.
yak.
all that. So
Mhm.
it just like startled, and I was angry. Here I am
Yeah.
trying to buy her flowers, and now I'm like, I want to get her in a headlock,
Yeah.
drag her back to the cave.
Did you?
No,
No. No. You just said, "Hey, you startled me."
no, I said I'm going to get a 6-pack.
Oh, did you?
I got her flowers. I got
Ah,
her
there you
flowers.
go. Goddamn.
But in the
right,
moment,
you
I was like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
you doing, you moron? She was playing the music loud. And she
Mhm.
says, I didn't know if I couldn't hear the horn. I go, yeah, because you're playing your 80s
That's
music.
some loud music.
No,
Holy shit.
she's going through her Taylor Swift stage right now. She's playing
What?
Taylor Swift
This is your niece?
to
Who's this,
11.
your niece? Your
11.
niece?
It goes all the way to 11. This is my
I'm
wife.
kidding. I'm kidding. Your wife.
I know you are.
Taylor Swift.
She's playing Taylor Swift,
All right.
who's
Okay.
very prolific. Taylor Swift.
I don't know any of her music, so
I do
can't really
now
comment.
because it's like living with a teenager.
Oh God! Hey now, well, that could be
Yeah.
illegal. I think that's illegal. To be honest, I don't think you can live with a teenager. You want me to check her birth certificate on that? And, get back to
I
us.
think if they're 15 years old, you can get, with the parents' permission, like an exchange student type of thing. You can, right?
Didn't Elvis do that? Wasn't Priscilla
Yeah,
like
14.
13 or 14, and her
Jerry
and her
Lee
parents
Lewis.
kept her- yeah, but they were in Germany.
Yeah.
Elvis was in the army,
Mhm.
and the parents sent her to Graceland, and he wasn't even there. He was still in the army in Germany. And Priscilla's living.
Go live with the very famous rich man.
Parents, yeah, she's living with Elvis's parents.
You are German. Be
Graceland.
efficient. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
They just sold her or gave her to Elvis.
But
Like,
I
"Here
will
you go."
say, it's still weird today to hear that. But back then, do you think it was a little bit more acceptable because it was not long after like the whole World War II thing where
it was
women
more
were getting
acceptable.
married?
Yeah,
They were
but then
getting married at
again,
15.
There were
years
guys
old.
like Jerry Lee Lewis got in trouble
Yeah, 13.
marrying his cousin. She was
Yeah.
13,
Mhm.
and his cousin. I guess that was a bad.
How
look.
old was he at the time?
87.
87.
Yeah.
Do the math, people.
The
Do
killer.
the fucking math.
Is he still alive? I hope he's still
No,
alive.
I don't think so.
Jerry Lee?
Let's
I
find
think
out.
the killer. I think the killer's
Once
alive.
again, in the comments below, if you think Jerry Lee Lewis is still alive, let
This
us
is where we need a producer sitting right over here with a Google machine.
Yeah,
and,
Joe Rogan's got one.
Tell us what's happening exactly.
You know that
Absolutely.
$100 million deal he had with Spotify?
Yeah.
It's actually 200 fucking million bucks.
Where do you hear that? I never heard that.
I heard that with all the incentives and all the
Oh,
ads and
wow.
all
Incentives.
and
Oh,
all
those
that
incentives.
because he
Those
like
incentives.
Howard Stern, who had the $500 million deal with Sirius Satellite Radio back in the day. That's because he was moving like 1 to 2 million listeners.
Yeah.
Over so
Well, they had nothing. Sirius was
it was a
not
5-year
doing
deal.
well. Yeah.
And they paid him off in 2.5 because of the amount of money and revenue with ads and
Which wasn't,
membership.
I was under the impression if I get Sirius and subscribe, it was going to be ad free. That was why I'm choosing satellite radio. I thought that was the initial lure.
Yeah, but like podcasts, and we do occasionally Handley watches. They read their sponsors, so
right.
they're not pre-recorded.
What is what's the Handley Watch logo?
If you want to have a good time, you have to have a good watch.
There you go. Handley Watches.
HandleyWatches.com.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Vegas, a week from, let's say today, because this is when we're in Vegas. I have a 7:30 a.m. flight from Tampa. So that's getting up at, I don't know, 4:30. And Tampa to Salt Lake City to Vegas, in Vegas, 12 noon. Should be at the hotel by 1:15. And hope for a little taxi it over and hope for a little nappage. And then we have shows that evening.
They should have a moving sidewalk right from baggage claim to the Trop. It's like 200 yards.
I love it.
You have to go out of the front of the airport.
Yeah.
And we know how you are with hotels and Ubers but grab a taxi.
How am I?
Then it drives you 2 miles out of the way and makes a loop and drops you right back. And you're like 200 yards from baggage claim. It's crazy.
I want to explore what you meant by we know how you are with taxis and hotels.
Well, it's the Marriott and with Uber. Remember they took you to the airport, Marriott?
Right. That's not my fault.
And you got into an Uber and the woman drove 100 feet and said, "Get out. You're here."
But that's not. I thought you were saying I have problems with hotels and
no. Well,
these are issues.
Yeah, issues
of travel. It just it's like anyone. You know what I always tell. I was telling Kelly the other night ago when people go, "Oh, I love to travel. I love it." You know what that tells you? They never travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who loves it has never done it. Or
when you travel 6 months out of the year, there's nothing to love. It's easier to like if you have status and maintain the status. Easier, it's horrible when you make status and then a pandemic comes along and you get knocked down the ladder and then you're in baggage, sturge.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's tough.
Middle seats.
I never get a middle seat because I'm always, even if I'm in the middle or the back, I jump on early and get a window. Like the middle seat to me is always like you didn't try at all. You didn't do anything.
Well,
you know what I mean,
when I get my cruise line travel, I'm like seat 41, seat 38, often a middle seat. And I have to go in there.
Right. Change around.
Mess with it. But it's not always easy getting the seats because there's a shortage of pilots right now. Flights are being canceled. Massive shortage of pilots. Why is that? Did they take early retirement after the pandemic? I don't know. Because there's a slow up of new pilots coming out because they skipped a year of pilot training.
I don't know what the reason is.
It must be all residual.
I hadn't heard about it. I had not heard there was a shortage of pilots. So
major shortage. Like
is there?
Huge. But you think about that.
Yeah.
All those examples I just mentioned, all it takes is a 6-month kink to throw everything out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're not training new pilots, unless of course you're from the Middle East, you can train to be a pilot and fly into buildings.
Well, it's easier there because you just have to learn how to take off. So those are easier. Folks, I have topical 9/11 humor. Come see me.
Hey, folks, this is your terrorist speaking, and we're going to be landing in the side of the building in about right now.
Kitten Bob here. Remember Joe Bolster Comedian Joe Bolster used to have a bit about Captain Bob always coming on.
Mhm.
It's like, all right, there's Captain Bob again. I just want to tell you on the left. There's Captain Bob again. And then he goes, man, I felt like I was going to get home, open my mailbox, we a postcard. It's Captain Bob, just thinking of you. Captain Bob.
I love certain airline bits. Some guys had their own little thing on it, and it was very, very funny after hearing.
And it's funny how it's become. Yeah, people said like it's hacky. Meanwhile, you can go on. I mean, everybody does.
You
from
have
Louis
to have
C.K.
one.
to Bill Burr to.
You
and
have
they're
to
all-
have one.
They're doing plain shit, and so
Yeah.
if you think it's hacky, good luck.
More
'cause-
people are flying than ever. So why would that not be in your arsenal of material?
Yeah, and if you're a comedian and you're on a plane multiple times a week, a month, you're gonna end up writing jokes about where you are all the time. I mean, it's just that's the way this thing works.
And when you go to Vegas, when 75% of the audience flew in twice a
Yes.
year, they go to Vegas 3 times a year, they fly.
Yeah.
They're familiar with it. So
Well,
to
I'm not
them,
doing any of that hacky shit, but you can. You're welcome to.
I have like
Yeah.
45 minutes of airline material that I'm opening up with. That's
Nice.
just I'm going to warm up the crowd with that, and then we're going to have
Yeah.
an intermission, and then Frank
Oh.
will go up, then you, and then I'll close it out with some more airline material.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm excited now. I wasn't excited. Now I'm excited.
Yep.
Now I'm ready.
It's my new
And
method.
so we're gonna have some. We're gonna do some pods from Vegas.
I think we should try to do 2, but I know you're bringing your girl there, and you guys are going to be trying to manipulate the schedule.
Yes, there'll be a lot of manipulation of the schedule. Yes. Yeah.
so-
She's taking a week off work. She's got to, she's got to see some sights and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, take her
Which
to the
is-
dam.
The canyon, the Grand Canyon.
Take her to the Grand Canyon.
I've
That's
never been.
Yeah. Go to the Grand Canyon. Go to the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, I've
Take
never
her
been.
down. She'll be able to see old Vegas, old Vegas at night
Mhm.
after our show, because she's going to be booming the scene. She's going to be doing the microphone boom for the
Booming
scene
the
we're
scene?
shooting. Yeah, she's going to.
Oh,
She's going to
yes.
hold the boom stick. For the
I didn't want to tell her
microphone
this
camera.
shit. She's watching this probably, and now she just found out what I got to fucking work.
That's right.
This is my vacation, motherfuckers. I don't know why she has to talk like that.
Now,
It's
Kelly,
disgusting.
are you getting paid vacation? Are you taking vacation week?
It's paid vacation.
I don't want to hear any complaining if you're getting paid to be in Vegas.
I don't want to hear any
She's
complaining,
actually-
young lady.
After our expenses, she's going to make more than us.
Oh hell yeah! I'm definitely. I'm in the fucking hole on this trip. Air alone. It's like, God, are
Oh,
you kidding me?
dear Lord.
I used to go 235 Southwest.
Yep.
$235
Round trip.
round trip to
Woo.
Vegas. Yep. Went all the time.
I remember one time they made a mistake in the newspaper. I was flying out of Boston, and it was supposed to be $99 each way.
Oh.
And they put $9.99.
Oh wow!
And a bunch
They
of us
have to-
booked them, and they had
Did they
to
honor it?
They honored it, but
honored
they got a lot of press out of it. So,
The
but
press.
it was like $20 plus tax and fees. Now the tax and fees was another 300.
Yeah,
I'm
like
kidding.
Spirit.
I'm kidding.
No, like Spirit though.
Oh, my
It's like, I
God.
got a ticket for $48.
Well, then you get charged for your bag that you carry on, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. Your
Even a
seat.
personal bag, a seat.
a personal a backpack that I'm not even going to put in an overhead, or we're going to put it under. You get charged for that 35.
If you go in just wearing your underwear, you'll save a lot of money.
What do you call it? Water. They don't have bottled water. A cup of water is $1. I mean, there's nothing on that Spirit flight that is already prepaid in a sense. I mean, everything you want to do is you got to pay for it.
Do they serve spirits?
On Spirit?
Hmm.
I don't believe so.
Right, because a
I
lot
have
of
no
airlines have pulled the booze.
Which I get.
But
I
people
get
people are getting drunk,
People are
hammered before their flights.
sober. People are horrible on a flight nowadays. That I wouldn't want to be pouring booze for these people. I mean, the whole idea of it, I think it's like the cruise lines went back to the buffet. We take the food ourselves now again. Like the old, I liked it better. I wish they would have kept the crew
prison.
feeding
Like the
us.
prison.
It was the line moved
Keep
fast.
the weapons out of the prisoners' hands.
We
We'll
don't need to be
scoop it.
touching the tongs after, Joe Blow just went to his nose and now he's in the tongs. And
The only thing I don't like about it is the people on the cruise ship don't know how to serve you. When you say, just give me 2 of those, just 2, they put 4 on. Like they're doing it. Look, dude, I really just wanted 2. Now I'm going to waste that, Or you say, can I have one of those and one of those? Which ones? Oh, 1 and 1. Why? There's no math equation here. Just give me 1 of each.
You have issues with people on the ship. I don't. I enjoy the crew. You seem to think they're dumb and you're mocking them. I like the people. They do a nice job. They work hard.
No, they do.
Work hard.
They're trying to be nice and generous, and they're told, listen, when a passenger comes up, give them the extra slop, because
little extra slop for that guy. And they do a million. It's always amazed to me, like when you see the waiter. Like I was up at the pool deck having a little cigar break.
You?
And imagine. And the waiter goes, he goes, "Oh, I enjoyed your show. Thank you." And I go, "Oh, he was the waiter in the comedy club."
Right.
And all day he's out there at the pool holding drinks. And then at night he's a waiter in the comedy club. I mean, I feel so fucking guilty when I sit there. I'm like, "Oh, hey, thank you."
Don't,
Work
because
20 minutes.
He wants that gig. They all want the comedy club gig.
Yeah, it's the best.
Because if they have a minute or two, they can watch.
Oh, we had
the
line. We had the waiting standby line from the club on the Allure. The old club. Mm-hmm. That room is fucking amazing.
Oh, I love that room.
And it went into the casino all the way through around the Studio B into the casino was the waiting line. But that was like a show like I was describing with me, you, and Frank. It was the same thing. It was like me and Phil Palisol. He's a pro. He's hilarious. And this was like a real show. You know what I mean? Like you get 2 veteran comics and we just, fucking kill it for 55 minutes. Mm-hmm. It was great. I had never met him. I had never worked with him. I think I worked with his wife one time, Nora Lynch, comedian. But Phil is really funny guy.
I hear. I've never worked with him. I don't remember meeting him. Because he's a vet. He's like his 30-year vet, right?
Sure. Yep. Wow. Denver, Colorado guy.
Yeah, I heard his name in passing many times. I don't remember crossing paths with him.
He did remember you, and he said he didn't care for you. So we kept it moving. I said, well, that's uncalled for, Phil. There's no reason for that. Al's a good guy. He tries. He tries his best. He makes noises, but so what? They're funny. They're good times. People enjoy.
I was going to go down dirty road, but
there are people who enjoy what he does. There are. No, there are. There are people. Don't feel bad. There are people who enjoy what you do.
Is that Coke? Where's your Diet Coke, buddy? You are.
No, Coke.
You are.
Doctor said, "Fuck the Diet Coke. If you're gonna have a Coke, I have 1 a month." He goes, "Drink the real shit." That aspartame.
What are you menstruating? 1 a month? No, the aspartame will kill you. You got to drink the real stuff. It's only 16 calories per.
I do it once a month. It's nice.
There's 16 calories per teaspoon of sugar. How many calories total in there?
140 calories in a can.
Okay, that's not horrendous.
Not bad. That's fine.
No, as long as you're not drinking it daily. I know people that would drink it for breakfast as it was their choice.
Yeah, back in the day.
They go, I don't drink coffee.
Right.
All of a sudden, they're pouring a Coca-Cola at 9 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck is that? I don't drink that coffee shit. That's not good for you.
Exactly. Hey, how was your weekend? By the way,
have a Coke and a swollen prostate. What?
Your weekend? You worked? Yeah, you and the.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Mrs. Ducharme did some live standing up comedy.
We went out to the what is it called there? The Ventura. I call it Ventura. Harbor.
Ventura Highway. In
the song Ventura Highway, they say Ventura, right?
Ventura Highway. Yep.
Yeah. Out here they say Ventura. So I'm like,
no,
what is it? It's Ventura.
It's Ventura.
So the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club. It's a nice little harbor, similar to the one behind us. Bunch of boats and restaurants, clubs, music, all kinds of things, and stand-up comedy. And apparently the club, Andres Fernandez, they call him Andy out there. He's on the club for 15 years. He's on the club for 15 years.
I remember working with him in New York, and that was great. God damn, that was over 15 years ago.
He owns 2 restaurants and a comedy club, and they're all kind of next door to one another. So he's running around, constantly managing stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's a nice little venue. It's a little off season, so we weren't like packed, but the audience.
There was no one there.
Yeah,
no one there.
It was me and Bernadette, and they said, "Do you want to cancel the show?" I said, "No, we're going to perform for each other."
I would cancel.
And they said, "Okay, do you want the Motel 41, or do you going to drive home tonight?"
How many shows in that kind of a 2 Friday?
Now, here's the thing.
Saturday?
No, we normally do 3, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday. There was 1 and 1, and there were 7 o'clock. So we were done early, and we were home. It's so funny. It takes 90 minutes to get there. It takes an hour to get back because of traffic. And then we got home, and we had a little nightcapper here. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about.
I think so. I think I know what you mean.
I have to talk about Rayo's frozen meatballs and sauce. Can we talk about that?
Is this that was a sponsor? Yeah, I thought you had a sponsor.
They should be. Rayo's
that's what it sounded like.
Is on 114th Street in Manhattan.
I was hoping the Vegas one was still open. I wanted to take Kelly, but they closed.
It's closed?
They didn't make it through.
What about the one in Hollywood? There's one in Hollywood.
I just knew there's one in Vegas. It was at Caesars, I believe, but they closed.
But you can get a seat there, right?
What do you mean?
Well, the one in Harlem, they only have like 10 seats.
No, the one in Vegas was just reserve a table. And
I'm sorry, it's not 10 seats. That's an exaggeration. I think it's 10 tables. So you're talking like 30, 40 people, and families have the tables reserved.
They own them. They
own them. And some of them will sell them or rent them out. It's a whole thing. It's hard to get a seat there. Of course, if you're someone big or a politician big enough, usually around election time, they'll do some filming. Yeah. They have tables. But there's Frank Jr. is now the CEO, but their restaurants, I think, like you said, they closed the one in Vegas. I think there's only 2, Hollywood and New York City, but their sauces and frozen stuff and jars, you see them in the stores. They're like $8.99, $11.99 for a jar of sauce. It's so fucking good. I had the frozen one, and I ate it over 3 days because Bernadette.
The frozen what?
The meatballs are beef and pork. She doesn't eat pork, so I had the whole thing to myself, and I just kept boiling pasta and putting it on top with some Italian bread and a little glass of vino, and it was amazing.
Meatball. I've just had the sauce. I haven't had their meatball.
And it was, I think it was like $10.99 for the frozen. It's 6 meatballs and sauce. And it was on sale for $7.99. So I grabbed it.
And sauce?
And the sauce. It's 6 meatballs in spaghetti sauce. And then you just make your pasta fresh and put it on top. I'm telling you right now, off the hook. Like, especially even the next day. The next day was even better. Just.
Oh, yeah. Love it next day. That was one of the first things once we got booked in Vegas. I was like, oh, we got to do Rayo's. And then I look at the website and closed. But
bummer.
Been a big fan of the sauce for a long time.
The website, what did the website say? Just closed or
permanently closed?
Bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer. Well, they don't need it. That family is well off.
Yeah, and I mean, in Vegas was during the pandemic. I mean, that was a long time.
A lot of places closed.
Yeah,
but a lot of new places are opening up now too. So
I'm looking forward to seeing, because every time I used to go to Vegas twice a year, and even then it was like things would change.
Unbelievable.
Go back, but now I haven't been there in 5 years, maybe. So should be some a little different, I imagine.
I was there last summer. It was quite
yeah.
different. It was quite different.
You were at the where were you? You were opening for
At the inside
Mr.
the
Burr?
Chelsea Theater, which is inside
Chelsea
the
Theater.
Metropolitan Hotel and Resort. Billy Burr. Now Billy is got another rescheduled show because he had COVID a few months ago, and so he had to reschedule that show. And of course, he texted me to ask me if I'm available to open up for him. I'm like, dude, I'm at the Trop with Romas, and he goes, "We're doing cigars." So expect some cigars.
Love it.
We'll be doing that.
He's here. In fact, he's in Tampa. I think Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the little amphitheater.
Is your niece
across? No, she's seeing him in I believe Pennsylvania, maybe.
Okay.
I think she's going to Pennsylvania to see him, but I think that's coming up at some point. But yeah, he's here at the amphitheater Wednesday. I mean, you know, I'm sure he'll sell it out and be great, but you know, that's a humid kind of, it's getting hot out. I don't, you know, comedian.
When I was talking to you about, hey, look, he's got a Tampa gig in our schedules. Are you on a ship? But you don't want to perform there. It's horrible. The bugs, the humidity. It's horrible.
It is.
I'm like, what about? I want to go in and shoot an episode. Why wouldn't I go over there? And you know,
it'd be fun. That'd be fun. But
well,
I'm just saying,
asked. I never put my name in that.
As a comedian doing it, it's just, you know, I mean, I'm sure he'll do great and everything. It's just, it's not the best venue. I don't know why you want to perform or put a comic outside on a steamy May night.
So are you going to be home on Wednesday?
I am. Yeah.
So if I didn't take this cruise and I put in a word, we could have done this. We could have shot an episode.
Yeah. Or you could just put in a word and get me out of it. Why don't you just get
that's your ulterior motive. You want me, hey Al, you can't do it.
I'm home.
You know, want to throw my name in there? I'm home.
Just saying I'm home. I could just drive over and open for him.
Yeah, but you do too much crowd work, so
it'd be delightful. Oh, I'll bring over a couple sticks and you know, some nice stuff he's never had, and be very nice. So yeah. I had some good Cubans on the last cruise.
I did too. One of them, her name was Maria.
Oh, I see. I don't go there.
And the guy's name was.
Mm-hmm.
That's the joke. It's over.
Oh, that was it. That was it.
And the guy's name was. I thought you were gonna say it, but you didn't. I gave you that beat, and then nothing happened. So I can't.
I didn't care. I was just saying. Yeah, I had a balcony on the ship, so I had a couple of stogies at night. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, nice.
Why are you saying that on air? Do I have to cut this out? There's signs everywhere. No smoking.
I'm allowed. They gave me. I had
you're
special
allowed.
Permission. Yes.
Were you close to the fuel?
Yeah, the captain
intake
came to my show and said, "Hey, I know you're a cigar guy. If you want, you can just smoke on the balcony."
Well, they used to let people smoke on the balcony.
Thank you, Captain. Yeah, and people were, believe me, because I smelled weed.
Yeah,
when I was out there, everyone on the ship is high as a kite between gummies and actual weed. And Nell's not paying attention again.
No, I'm listening to actual weed gummies.
Members, you can see it.
Bernadette, I'm in the office. Bernadette Pauly walked in.
Yeah, what is she naked? I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, let me turn this around.
You've seen your wife before. You had to like.
He wants to know if you were naked.
Well, because the way you looked, if someone walks in with clothes, you don't look like that. You're like, I've never seen this person.
There's a hallway, and she's coming down the hallway right at me.
It looked like you had never seen.
I thought she was going to murder me.
All right, that would have been awesome.
And there is cause.
That would have been great. A pod being recorded.
She would serve, and she would serve 90 days tops for what I put her through. So, how you doing, kid?
Wow, maybe we could. Maybe we could get it, you know, hook this up somehow. Because God, the ratings, not ratings, but the downloads and various. I mean, a live pod, the guy's murdered by his wife while recording. This thing would be seen all over the world, everywhere. Everybody would be watching it.
300 million downloads.
Would it kill you?
600
literally,
views.
literally. Would it kill you? You know, just let her kill you.
Let her kill you.
You don't have to die. Let her stab you, and then slowly bleed out for our viewers and listeners' entertainment. Just
like a TikTok video out of it.
Exactly. exactly. Are you on the TikTok? Are you doing any?
The two dicks are on the TikTok account.
We're on. Yeah, we have not much, but are you on it personally?
No. The short answer is no. And the reason why I hesitated is because I can't remember if I started a profile and never did anything with it 3 years ago.
Right. I think I'm in the exact same case. I think I have a profile that I never put anything up. But when I'm doing the opposite of the dry bar comedy special, which by the way, I'm tired of everyone have a special. Everyone has a special. It's
not special anymore.
So unspecial, the whole idea. But I'm doing a different one because dry bar is all clean. So I'm doing one that allows you to be a little bit more adult.
And there's drinking. There'll
be some drinking.
Beverages.
Yeah, and then I will have it cut up, and I will be doing the TikTok standing up. All the clips. I'm going to be that guy this summer.
Okay,
I'm putting it out there. You know what I mean?
I think
because I want to write a whole new, not a whole, but mostly I want to write a new act. And I think if I put my act out there, then it's like I'll force myself to be like I can't do this material anymore.
I agree.
I'm done.
I agree with you. 100%.
I have so many bits that I start, and in my head I'm like, I can't physically say.
And even though they're laughing, for us. When we're doing this bit, and the reason why we keep it in our arsenal because it's tried and true, it's going to get a laugh. But when you're stuck into that, okay, I'm doing my act A to Z. Even though when you're like doing some crowd work and whatnot, it looks spontaneous. It's because it's locked and loaded somewhere. It's all
mine's spontaneous, but I don't know about your crowd work. Mine is spontaneous.
If you record your next 10 shows, and you tell me what is spontaneous about it.
All of it. I don't have any, and I'm just not kidding. I don't have any like stock lines that I use I'm just talking to someone.
No, we all, as a comedian, if you're talking and doing crowd work and someone says something and there's a bit that you haven't done in 6 months, a year, 2 years ago, it triggers it. And all of a sudden it comes out of your mouth. Funny. And you look like a genius because it looks like it's in the catalog. It's back there somewhere, but that's experience. I'm not putting it down.
It's not. Yeah.
But it triggers it. And even though it's spontaneous in the moment, it's an arsenal that you're reaching back for. You're pulling an arrow out of your quiver and firing away. So, which is a talent. You have to have the ability, and that's a technique and tools.
Exactly. Learned over time, but it's hard though because we do
like when you pulled the guy's leg. The guy pulled his leg off in the audience a few months ago, and you held it up. You've done that so many times.
That old bit. Oh yeah.
That was hysterical. The guy pulled his false leg off. What do you call it? A fake leg?
What do you call that?
What is that?
I forget
what's the name of the word? Why are we having so much trouble as we get older pulling the words?
Alzheimer.
Bernadette.
That's our third.
What is it called when somebody has a fake leg? What's it called?
Prosthetic.
A prosthetic. Okay.
Prosthetic. Yeah, it's me, you, and Alzheimer. That's the breed.
Come on down today. If you want to forget everything, if you want to forget the past 2 years, come on down to Al and Alzheimer's.
See, now I forgot what we were talking about.
That's perfect. How apropos.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the hell. Anyway, so I don't know, but
all right, we got to wrap it up here, folks. So remind them, the good folks, the dates: Vegas, the Two Dicks and the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, broadcasting live from Vegas. When, Al?
We're going to be there May 20. What do I hear from the Peanut Gallery?
Yeah, the Peanut Gallery. Hold on. What is it, Peanut Gallery?
Are you getting me a guest spot on your show so that I can audition for people while they're in town, while I'm in town? Are either of you doing that?
Are we getting her a guest? Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
It's in the works.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. That's a no-brainer. Of course.
Let's try our outro again.
Yeah. And Vegas, May 23rd
to the 29th at the Tropicana Laugh Factory inside the Tropicana. Bernadette Pauly will be running around. She'll be over at the MGM, and she'll be over hopefully gracing the stage with a guest spot.
Yes, of course.
And showing them how it's done.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So yeah, 2 shows, I believe, a night, or is it 1 show? I don't know. I didn't look. I'm hoping it's 1.
You told me it was 2 shows a night.
I don't know. I didn't look.
How are you going to do? How are you going to do Monday night show? 2 shows after getting up at 3:30 in the morning. Take a gummy.
Professional, just professional comedian.
Good luck in prison.
Iceberg, dead ahead.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, show.
All right. Subscribe, Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forwardthe2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.